Hello again, everyone. So today is December 16. It's the first snowy day here in Connecticut. We are anticipated to get about over a foot of snow overnight. And well, first of all, want to welcome you again to our channel, Back to Sicily. I'm Boomer Dad, and we have Gen X mom as well as the Gen Z children here. So for this 7th episode that we're filming today, what I wanted to try to do is explain that we are basically in transition. Because I think in the first 6 videos, incrementally, I've been able to learn, obviously, how to film, have a tripod, have some lighting, decent sound and audio. And then I've been able to master, I believe, how to make a thumbnail now that fits in the thumbnail size for what YouTube requires. And the other thing, of course, is I still have to work on my editing skills, which I really haven't had a chance yet to study one of the tutorials that shows you how to edit so that I can take some unnecessary length of video out, and maybe even add in some other more fun photographs or clips of videos that I'll probably be able to work into our future uploads for you. So for today, as I mentioned, this is a transition video which I hope to be able to share with you, that we're trying to move and work on what other YouTube experts are suggesting in terms of narrowing down our theme. But of course, seeing that this is sort of a wide-ranging channel in terms of our coverage, because we have multiple generations here that we're covering in trying to tell this story. And of course, our ultimate goal, which is to try to go back to Sicily, is not achievable at this time because of the pandemic. Although, of course, we've had some good news in the past week. At least in the UK, they finally were able to approve a vaccine and release it for distribution. Here in the States, of course, 2 days ago, we likewise had the FDA approve one vaccine, and I think a second one today. There was the Pfizer one 2 days ago, and then I believe the second vaccine from Moderna, I believe is the name of the company, is expected to be approved by tomorrow or later by the end of this week. So those are all great news in terms of how the pandemic can begin to be addressed, which of course for us, we're hoping for everybody's sake, but in terms of our purposes, to be able to see that international travel will be opened back up, or at least be relaxed and enable us to travel to Sicily. And regarding the subject of travel, of course, I from time to time in the course of our day, I try to keep track of other channels to see what I can learn in terms of how they achieve their outreach, because obviously one of the goals in terms of the YouTube effort is to try to gain as many subscribers, which, oh, by the way, I'm supposed to ask you to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and of course, the higher your audience builds up, I suppose it's better in terms of the algorithm or the statistics and however the system works. But nonetheless, I know we are early on in our efforts here, and I know I've seen some older, well, not older in terms of age, but more experienced bloggers who always related the sort of 10 biggest mistakes or 10 5 best ways to increase your viewer rate from 0 to 100 or 0 to 1,000. We're certainly working on that, and we're trying our best. But as I said, initially I was trying to master the basics of obviously getting a camera, which is fundamentally my iPhone, a decent tripod, some good sound audio system, which is just simply this microphone with an extended cord, which I believe seems to work for us for now. Besides that, of course, we want to be able to slowly improve and maybe incorporate other characteristics of a good video, not so much the fancy multi-layered close-ups and long shots and cinematic dramatic long shots or rolling shots, but just something decent enough so that we can communicate our point across to you in a logical and in a clear, but most important, hopefully a fun way of doing that. So in terms of this goal to try to capture or increase our audience, one of the things I saw, because I can't really quite figure out yet how to necessarily narrow this channel. I mean, after all, I wrote down some notes here. Are we a travel blog, adventure and visits to beaches, and are we a food review channel? Are we a fashion? Well, definitely not any of those three. But on the other hand, are we a children's show in terms of children going to an Italian school, or are we a language-oriented channel? Are we a heritage or ancestry search sort of channel? In many ways, we are all that. But how to shape the goal of the channel so that perhaps a viewer looking through the thumbnails in YouTube will be able to capture their attention, and perhaps enough so that they will click on Back to Sicily, and then obviously hopefully stay for the duration of the video. But that's still a work in progress, obviously. However, the one path that I think I would like to try out maybe this coming week is to try to see if we can replicate something similar to what the Juicy blog with Lucy D'Agostino and George Warrington, what they do in their parallel channel. I think it's called Juicy Reacts. And so I've kind of enjoyed many of their segments where they watch either a documentary or some event that's specifically happening in the Philippines that they have never experienced before. As I said, sometimes it's just informative or educational. Sometimes it's some funny event or some funny personality in the Philippines, and they just have their reaction to it coming from a British couple. So maybe we'll reverse that, and maybe we can watch them on one of these segments, and then react to their blog as a family in the U.S. Maybe we have something there. So we could do that certainly to any number of these channels that I've been watching and learning from, and maybe we could start that way, because in many ways, I could continue to do a little bit more background, but I think Leo said that perhaps we have enough. We've explained the family, we've explained how I first arrived and visited Sicily, however briefly, with the Navy 40 years ago, and their mom went there 20 years after me when she was in medical school. And then we actually, Grandma, Grandpa, Timmy and I and the kids, we did go to Sicily on a vacation for about 10 days last summer, and so maybe we can include some photographs. Although I was just asking Timmy the other night, and I don't remember having taken very many pictures during that trip, but we do have a family friend who also went on that trip, and maybe she has a few more shots that we can share with you from her camera. So anyway, I think that's where we are in terms of the transition. We're really looking and trying to find our way in this YouTube adventure as to exactly what our niche is, or maybe we have multiple niches, but the key is to try to put it all together so that it's easily attractive to potential viewers like you. And please don't forget to hit our subscribe button and send us a like, and also send us some comments, because obviously I know we're early on, and our identity or our audience is not quite fixed yet, so to speak. But we'll try to see you at the next video. Thank you.